and welcome back. Today I want us to continue with a story that we started yesterday about Gideon, and I want us to look to another side of Gideon that made all this mission possible. Something that we often find ourselves failing to do and making everything maybe the call or the good news or the thing that was supposed to do to abort or not to go through. And we see what happens here, or rather the obedience of Gideon is the one that will either make the children of Israel be saved from Midians or not. And so in the middle of this, now I'll start now from verse 17. Remember the last time we read was 16, where God told Gideon that I will be with you and you will strike all the Midianites, leaving none alive. So now we see Gideon being used only as a vessel. God's power is now that is working. And we see verse 17, Gideon replied, If now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that it is really you talking to me. Now we see Gideon he's still much in doubt, but we can see God who is really pursuing Gideon. And even today, God is pursuing you. If you can still hear me, God is talking to you. Excuse me. He's pursuing you because he knows what you are made of. You may not know what you are made of or the things you can do, but he can see. And so we see Gideon telling God, or rather this angel, that he wants some signs. And so he goes, he slaughters a goat, he brings him the meat, and the angel tells him to put the meat on the unleavened breads, place them on this rock, pour out blood, and Gideon did so. Then the angel of the Lord touched the meat and the unleavened bread with the tip of the staff that he was in his hand. Fire flared from the rock, consuming the meat and the blood and the blend. That was the first sign that the Lord showed Gideon that it is him who is calling. That is how far God can go with you. That is how far God will prove to himself that he is the one who is calling you again and again and again. You are hiding, you are afraid, but he's telling you, I've called you by name. I know you. I'll protect you. I cannot forget you. I've written your name in my hand. And so we can see a God who pursues. We can see God who goes beyond maybe what we as human can think that he can do, because he loves us. And so we can see the love of God going beyond. And this love will go beyond until Jesus dies for us. This time Jesus has not come. He is not dead, but we will see the love of man, or the love of what God knows you can do, pushing God to bring you back to him. And that is now we can see him pursuing Gideon, because you know what Gideon is capable of. And so when Gideon now realized that he had just seen God, he's scared, and the Lord tells, and he thinks now that he will die because I've seen the face of God. But the Lord says to him, do not be afraid, have peace. You are not going to die. And so at that particular time, Gideon builds an altar for the Lord. Now he has now started believing really this is God. And now I need to honor this call. I need to honor this assignment that God has called me. You know, God will bring signs in your life. God will send people. God will put so many things for you, just to know that he is the one who is talking and the one who is calling. And now we see God. We see now Gideon now is really like, wow, yeah, this is God. No human can do this. And so we see Gideon builds an altar for the Lord, to the Lord rather, there, and called it The Lord is Peace. And now we enter into another space now. After now Gideon building the altar of God. Remember, you cannot serve two masters. Before then, now even why all these things is happening, it's because they had decided to worship Baal. And so they have raised the altars of Baal in their homes. Guys, you've raised an altar in your home, an altar that is not of God. And now what I can tell you is that God and that altar you have, they cannot stay in the same together place, because you cannot worship two gods, and you cannot worship Baal and and at the same time worship God. And so you have to bring any other God. You have to tear down all the other Baals that you've raised in your life during this time that you are in pain, during this time when you thought God had left you. And so you started seeking help from other people. You started seeking help from yourself. You started seeking help from maybe from the long places, when you stop, because you thought God doesn't care, just the way the Israelites thought, just the way they thought maybe God, maybe furthermore, He doesn't care about that, so we can as well go somewhere else. So wherever you had gone, where you had gone to seek for help, you are going to tear down those altars, and you are going to raise the altar of God, because you know God is a jealous. He doesn't share His glory with anyone. And so if He's going to work there, you are going to tear down all those altars. You are going to tear down all those mindsets. You are going to tear down everything that you worshipped. Everywhere you go, you went to look for help. That is not of God. You are going to tear that. Everywhere you put your trust, you are going to remove that trust from it. Doesn't matter who it is, and put your trust in God, who is your maker and who is calling you. And so we see God giving instructions to Gideon. And listen to this. God, the same night the Lord said to him, now to Gideon, take the second bull from your father's hand, the one 7 years old. Tear down your father's altar to Baal and cut it down, the Asherah pole beside it. Then build a proper kind of altar to God, to the Lord your God, on top of this height. You see now, God is commanding you today. Anything you've raised in your life that is not of God, you have to bring it down for God to rule in your heart, for God to take control of your life. You have to let everything else. That is why you usually say we totally surrender. It's called total surrender. You have to surrender to Him all. You have to put your trust to Him all, and to Him alone. Everything, nothing else. That is why the one says, trust in the Lord alone, always, nothing else. When it comes to God, He doesn't share. It's either Him or not Him. You cannot be in the middle. Today you are praying, tomorrow you are going to seek help from somewhere else or someone else. You have to seek, and that is why God is making sure Gideon destroys the Baal, destroys the shrines, or the rather where they were going to worship the Baals. They have to be destroyed for the altar that was supposed to be left standing. It's the altar of God. And we see Gideon, because he had decided now to obey, and God now is using him. Gideon will obey. And I love Gideon. So that's why I said, even if you're afraid, don't mind, don't worry. Gideon is still afraid. And so let's just see what Gideon is doing. So Gideon took 10 of his servants and did as the Lord told him, but because he was afraid. You see, so fear is not an excuse. Fear or what you think you don't have is not an excuse. I am not qualified. It's not an excuse. I am not good at speaking. It's not an excuse. I am not good at whatever you think you are not good at. I'm not good. You are giving it. It is not an excuse. If Gideon went in this kind of fear, imagine God has even proved to him it's me who is speaking, and he is still afraid. And you know one thing, even if he went during the day, these people could have done nothing today to Gideon. But Gideon is so much afraid now of the people. Whom are you afraid of this morning? Or rather, whatever the time. Whom are you afraid of? Who is that? Who puts you in a corner? Who is that? What is that situation? You are so much afraid of that. It is making you to do things that you are not supposed to do, simply because you are afraid. They said somebody, the one that says that, do not fear, Let the fury, their fury can no longer touch you. Those people who want to attack you. God, the one says that do not fear mortals. Their fury can no longer touch you. Maybe there's somebody or something that is really making you to be scared, but the one is saying they cannot touch you. God is with you, He is protecting you. And you see the story of Gideon, although afraid, he goes and tears down the altar. So go afraid. Go scared. Go not knowing the next step. One step at a time, as we are saying, one step at a time, one day at a time. Step, put the first leg, put the first video, put the first word, say the first one, write the first one, go to the first interview, start the first business. Go even if you don't know how it will end. We see all these things that Gideon is doing. He doesn't know even the plans God he has to rescue the children of Israel. But we can see him so far so good. He is obeying, and so he obeys. He kills them. He removes the bar and the Asherah, and he builds the house, the altar of God as God had commanded him. And so now we see, of course, the people of that tribe, they will come to complain. The Israelites now, they are God, the bar has been removed, and so they want now to kill Gideon. Now they are telling his father to bring Gideon out, but his father is saying that, are you going to print Baal's cause? Are you trying to save him? If he's God, why can't he save himself? Who is he? Who is that? What is that holding you back? That is, you are holding on and it cannot save you. What is that are you holding on? That is the one that is draining you down, and you are still holding, thinking it can save you. Because at this particular time, we see now, people of this land, this Israel, they are still holding on Baal, and they are already been defeated. Because if Baal was to save them, he could have saved them from the Midians and the pain and the hell they are going through. But they still can't see that this Baal guy cannot save them. And so that is why now the father of Gideon is telling them, are you really defending God? What kind of God, if he can't defend himself, if I don't defend you, then what is this? What is it that you are worshiping? What is it that you are giving your attention to? If it can't help itself, if it can't help you, why are you still there holding? And instead of letting go and letting God be in control. And so we see Gideon breaking the Baal's altar and give that, and them because of what he did, they gave him the name Jerubbaal, and they said, "Let's Baal content with him." And then now, I want to tell you, there's nothing. That situation, that thing that you had done, it can do nothing to you. It has no power over you. It cannot win over you when you let God be, when you choose to obey God and let Him use you and let Him guide you. Maybe He has whatever plan He has for your life, whatever mission He has for you. Maybe it's in that job, maybe it's in that business. You are afraid to start because you don't know the next step. Maybe it's your children's life, you are scared because you don't know what will happen to them. Stop holding on that fear. That is an idol you are holding on. That idol will bring you downfall. And when you let it go and let God be the king, when you tear all those altars that you've been worshiping, when you tear all those fears down, when you tear all those doubts, when you tear all those wanting to people and to please people, or wanting people to confirm to you it is good or it is bad, it will not go far. Because you find in most cases, some people are jealous, some people have whatever reason, they are envious, and they will not let you stand. So it is today and now. Any other God that you are worshiping apart from God, and God, it doesn't have to be at maybe something physical. It's most of the time you find there are things, they are in you. They can be anything that you are holding on that is not God. It can even be a friend, it can be your spouse, it can be your child, it can be your beliefs, it can be your mindsets, anything rather than God that you are holding on. That is an idol, and you have to let it go, and you have to trust God God with your life if you are going to move forward. And God is really willing and waiting for your obedience and your step and your act of the obedience as he commands. And now we see Gideon, now he is going to another level. Now they still continues, and they have not even reached where now God is going to save Israelites. But you see, they are moving because of those small steps that Gideon is taking. And so today I can tell you, maybe there are those small acts that God is asking you to do. That person friendship God is telling you to stop. That maybe that anger issue, maybe that holding on, that God is telling you stop that. Very small things. God will come in very small things, and if you just obey and you let those small things go, they will open up doors for big things. They will open up because the more you obey, the more he keeps working on you. So look around your life. Maybe there's something God has told you to stop doing. Maybe there's something He has told you to start doing and you are not doing. So go back, start doing those small things, and you'll see God is ready to work with you, to move you forward. So remember, look around your life, remove those small things, do as God has instructed, and you'll see big and many doors open for you. Thanks so much, and remember to subscribe. Thank you.